Welcome, yogi. Let's begin today right at the top of the mat. We'll get into movement before we wind it down toward pranayama. So standing tall at Tadasana, connect to breath. As you exhale, exhale completely, drawing the abdominal wall back toward the spine. Keep light engagement there as you fill through the lungs, standing taller. And again, next exhale, draw the belly button toward the spine, but also begin to lift at the pelvic floor, finding your root lock. Keeping some of that engagement as you inhale, expand the lungs, stand taller. One more round as you exhale, draw the belly button backward, squeeze and lift at pelvic floor. Keep the engagement as you inhale to fill lungs. And then set that to autopilot. Keep the breath, keep the bandhas, but bring prayer hands to the heart. You can lift the heart and tuck the chin. Let us dedicate the practice to someone or something outside ourselves today. Take a moment. With your next inhale, reach your hands upward like you're making an offering. Get tall. And exhale, tip halfway down. Let the hands land at your thighs. On the inhale, lengthen through spine. And then exhale, fold all the way down. Take hold of your elbows. We'll dangle here to allow the hamstrings to open. Slide hands to shins, lengthen spine again. Exhale, folding all the way down. This time you might wrap your arms around your legs. Stay long even through the spine. Fingertips to shins or floor if you can reach. Grow long. On the exhale, fold, but you walk your hands over to the right, reaching through left arm. Then walk hands all the way over to the left. Reach especially through right arm. Come back through center. Lengthen, inhale. Exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Reach that back heel away. Left knee forward. The smallest of rocks, forward and back. Use the ankles. Step to the top of the mat, flat back, inhale. Exhale, bow. Inhale again, lengthen. Exhale the left foot to the back of the mat. Pause to send the back heel back, really straight through that knee. Right knee forward actively. And the smallest of rocks, use the ankles to do it. This time, plant palms, step to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way to your belly. Inhale for cobra lift. Exhale to child's pose. Spread fingers, come on into downward facing dog. Rock the head. Send the seat way off to the left. And then off to the right.
Through center, reach the left arm back behind you. Push through the right hand. And then switch sides. Push through left hand. Both palms down. Bend the elbows out wide. Send the head toward earth. And then elbows come in and straighten. Do that a few more times. Warming shoulders. Back through to downward facing. Sweep the right leg out behind. Open the hip. Bend the knee. Make some circles. And draw this knee forward. Step the foot outside your right hand. Pausing there, reach legs away from each other, heart forward. And then step to squat, left foot outside, left hand. Sink low, hands to heart. Sit tall, keep a squeeze at the root lock. Lock thumbs, reach your arms up. How open can the chest get? Gazing high. Good, squeeze the feet toward each other, stand all the way up, reach high. Exhale, come on into Tadasana. Inhale, sweep arms upward. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step or leap, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Connect to breathing. Sweep your left leg up, open the hip, even bend the knee and make big circles. Start drawing the knee forward and step that foot outside left hand. Pause, reach legs away from each other, lift your heart. And step right foot outside right hand. Sink for Malasana, hands to heart. How vertical can you be? Strong squeeze at the seat. Stay in squat, lock thumbs, but the non-habitual way. Reach your arms all the way up. How high can they get? Good, squeeze feet toward each other. Stand tall, reach high. And exhale, find Tadasana. Let's get a proper sun A. Next inhalation, reaching upward. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step or leap to lower. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Adho. Sounding friction breath. Can you lift your toes? Small step forward onto toes, bend knees. You'll step or land lightly between your hands. Lengthen. Fold. Bend knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand tall, Tadasana. Good. Take hands to the waist, draw the elbows back,
Lift the left knee up towards your chest. We'll extend this leg, strengthening hip flexors here for 5, 4, strong foot, 3, 2, 1. Take it slowly, stepping back. It'll be high lunge. But you can open your arms out. Let that lift your chest and your gaze. On the exhale, slowly forward, hands plant, find standing split. It's all right if the hips open. Could even pulse up there to get a little bit of ballistic stretching in. Open the legs. Slowly stepping back, let's find our side angle pose. Right fingers down, left arm across your ear. Big breaths. Roll the hands down and walk them over to the left. Straighten the legs, parallel the feet, long spine. Tip sits bones up right before you fold. You can use hip flexor muscle to fold. Flat back. We'll pivot around to frame this right foot. Set the back knee down. Sink the hips forward. Lift your heart and gaze. You'll straighten the right leg. Flex that foot. Find a fold here. And flat back, plant the left hand, swing the left foot to the left as you grab the inner right foot. Just going to open out to the side, so balancing on left hand and left knee. Get as high up as your body will allow you to. You can even take yogi toe hold and gaze up. Long breaths, keep slowing them down. And with some intention, we'll slowly set this foot to the top of the mat. Plant hands, tuck the back toes, we'll sweep right leg high behind. Find your flow. And downward facing. You can really grip with fingers. Take a step forward, join feet and bend them, bend the knees. You'll step or leap to the top of the mat. Lengthen. Bow. Bend knees, Utkatasana. Stand up, Tadasana. Hands to the waist. Draw the elbows back as you lift right knee up high. Option to extend that leg, 5 count, strengthening the hip flexors. And just keep drawing the ab wall back for 5, 4, life in the foot, doesn't matter what it's doing, 2, 1. A slow step back. It'll be high lunge. But you can open the arms, make an offering of your heart. And tip forward, plant hands, launch to standing split. It's all right to stack hips. You can even pulse the top leg higher. It's a ballistic stretching, super effective. And then set it down at your side angle lunge. Back heel down, left hand stays, right arm across your ear. Long breaths. Filling up. And exhale, roll the hands down, walk them over to the right as you parallel the feet, straighten legs, open the arms out, interlacing fingers low behind. Let's fold and get into these shoulders. Always, always using bandha even at the stretches. Inhale, halfway up. And pivot around, face that front foot, and frame it, set that back knee down. Hips forward, lift on the heart, gaze high. Now straighten this left leg, fold over it. Halfway up, keep the right hand here, swing the back foot off to the side. You're going to take hold of this inner foot, maybe the toe, as you peel the leg open. Anywhere you pause is perfectly good. Maybe you can get all the way up to a kind of side plank B feeling, lifting the gaze as well. Length in the breaths. Guide your left foot to the top of the mat. Back foot behind you, tuck those toes, sweep the left leg out behind, and find your vinyasa.
downward facing. Let's set the knees down. Walk the arms forward and catch a puppy, any version that works for you. I'm going to elevate elbows onto blocks just to get a little more from it. Taking prayer hands and sliding that underneath the neck. Allow the heart to slow. Inch your way out of this. Move into a child's pose. Let the arms relax by your sides. Dive the hands forward. Come on back to downward facing dog. We'll sweep the right leg out behind. Open that hip and bend the knee. Set the left elbow down. And then straighten that arm. Step right foot right between your hands. Settle the back knee down. Cushion if you want to. You're going to sit tall and interlace fingers low behind. Slide those hands down the back thigh as you lift your chest. Exhale, tip forward. Let's straighten this right leg again. Flex the foot. Now we're sort of primed for a Hanumanasana, so let's take some time for a split practice. Anything will do. Half Hanuman here is an excellent stretch. So is sliding out. You can use blocks like handlebars or place one block underneath your right thigh. If splits are easy, start to challenge it. One way to do that is to flex the front foot, or even to take that heel up onto a block for a small oversplit. Can you stay long enough for the muscle to let go? You're going to begin to inch your way out, and here's another hip flexor strengthening moment. Take your hands down, tuck your back toes, keep this right knee up toward your chin for as long as you can as you float this leg behind you. Sweeping it up eventually. Let's walk our hands in a little bit closer, set one elbow down followed by the other. This is plenty here in dolphin, or you could float this all the way up upside down. If you get upside down, let's continue the Hanuman practice, a split right here. Straight in the left leg, maybe even bent in the right leg. Come out, let's get vinyasa, and we will rest next. And downward facing. Sweep the left leg out behind, open that hip, and bend the knee. And set the right elbow down, see if you can get a deeper feeling. And then look forward, straighten both arms, step this left foot through. Set the back knee down, cushion if it wants cushion. Because you're going to lift the heart, interlace fingers behind, and then slide those hands down the back thigh as you lift your chest and gaze. Unfold, come on up. Plant hands, we'll straighten the left leg, flex that foot, take a bow. Perfectly good to keep it here or slide out for a full split practice. If you'd like to challenge yourself with an oversplit, feel free. Good to keep playing with the angle. All right, if you've got that oversplit, come off the block. You're going to inch your way out, tucking the back toes. If you want to try it, how long can you keep your chin toward that left shin as you slide the left leg behind you? Sweep the leg high. And walk your hands a little bit back. Set one elbow down, followed by the other. Dolphin is plenty. If you want to, though, forearms down, keep the split. Try keeping the right leg really straight, but allow the left knee to bend. And then come out. We'll catch a vinyasa. And then rest is next. Set the knees down. Take child's pose. Let the heart slow.
Blood return to shoulders. And let's climb on up. I'm going to sneak a camel into the picture here. So sitting up high, tuck the tail. Tip back enough to grab one heel and then the other. Hips forward hard, up, gaze up and back. Still breathing. Come on up. Take a seat, flip the palms up. Let's return to natural breathing. Diving forward, let's come onto the belly and we'll find Sphinx. Working into the frog poses actually. So come onto your elbows, bend the left knee, reach for that foot and pull the heel in. And the toes in too. Tuck the tail enough to try to get a quad opening. If this is easy for you, slide your hand down toward the knee and try to lift your own shin, keeping the heel in close. So you get into the hip flexors a little bit more that way. And then release it, do what you gotta do. Second side. Get what you can get from every stage. Tuck the tail, breathe into quads, hip flexors. If you want a little more, keep the foot in close, but reach toward the knee onto the shin. Lift that leg now. Keep tucking the tail just to feel the hip flexor lengthening. And then set it down, rest completely. Rest the cheek, rock the hips. Good. Finding bow. Bending both knees, reach back, feet, ankles, shins. Kick as you lift. Rest all the way, rock the legs and hips. Split hands, play with a little bit of cobra, so lift it as high as feels good. It's opening the front ribs as much as you're toning the back. With your cobra, put a bend in the right knee, practicing half a king cobra. And release it. Come back to a nice high cobra. You might have to walk your hands in a little bit. You can even come up onto fingertips for extra height. And put a bend in the left knee. Play with half a king. And release it, come all the way down. Brief rest on the belly.
We'll finish that rest in downward facing dog. Good place to stretch the hamstrings after they squeezed hard. Point the sits bones high. Sweep the right leg out behind, open the hip and the knee. Set the left elbow down to see if you can get the feeling that you're deeper this way. Squeeze on that right hamstring muscle. Straighten both arms, step the foot between your hands. Set the back knee down. I'm going to climb up tall. Cushion if you want to, because you'll bend this back knee and reach for the foot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal. You can just get the hip flexor stretch without the bending of the knee. You can also lasso the foot with a strap. Nothing forced. Take your time. Full breaths. You'd like to create a mermaid of it. This is possible. Get your foot into the crease of your elbow. Clasp fingers, lift your heart. And then release it. You're going to straighten the right leg, but you'll sit all the way down inside that back heel and open up this knee. Okay. Revolved Marichias. So right shoulder toward that right inner knee, left arm across your ear. Right hand could anchor that left thigh down, but it does what you need it to do. It's a bit of a twist. Send the heart up, back to the leg. Come all the way up. You're going to straighten the left leg and then open it wide. To get a wide seat, you might want to come up onto a block. Flex the feet as you tip forward. You can always place the block under the forehead. The more places you can rest, the better. All the way up. You're going to dive to face the front leg. Set that back knee down. Tuck the back toes. Guide the right leg out behind. Walk your hands much closer to the foot, like a foot and a half away. Grip the ground. Get some compression, thigh to belly. You're going to do a press walk to the top of the mat. So come high onto tippy toes. Push the ground away until that foot can float between your hands. Come all the way to the top. Take your time. Once at the top, plant the feet, lengthen. Find fold. Inhale, lengthen once more. You're going to get a little more in the hamstrings, so step on your hands. You might even face the fingers to the inside, so you get the feeling like you could lift on your feet. Keep the belly connected, nice and long through spine as you fold. Backs of the knees pressing back. Lengthen. Let's plant the palms. You might even be able to press your way into chaturanga. What do I mean by that? You're going to lean into your hands, come onto tippy toes until you can barely leap back. It's just sort of like it happens on its own. Do your best. Through vinyasa. And downward facing. And sweep the left leg open. Bend that knee. Take the right elbow down for the depth of it all. Squeeze the left hamstring so the heel comes in close. Look forward, straighten both arms, step this foot through. We'll set the back knee down. Climbing up. You might want to cushion because we'll go a little deeper. If it feels all right, put a bend in the back knee. Even take hold of that foot with your right hand. Take your time bringing the foot in. Feeling everything. Don't lose the bandhas. Don't lose a little squeeze between the knee and the heel. The left heel and the right knee. Breathing good and full. If you'd like to take it to mermaid, go ahead. Tuck the foot into the crease of the elbow. Clasp fingers, poke your heart through, gazing forward. And then a release. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, sweep the left leg out high behind, and walk your hands in close. Keep that thigh to belly. As we take our press walks, so coming high onto toes, leaning so much weight into your hands. Okay, points at the crease of the elbows forward. That gives you some power. And then sometimes all it takes is just a flexion of the foot to float it between your hands. Do your best. Exertion on an exhale helps. Both feet together, flat back, fold all the way. Rise. Tadasana. Let's take one more salute before we switch gears. Taking an inhale. Exhale, dive. Inhale, flat. Exhale, step or float to chaturanga. Inhale, urdhva. Exhale, adho. Okay, walk your hands about halfway back, spread them about as wide as the mat, and just invite you to jump through all the way to lie on your back. We're moving into a wheel practice, a back bending practice. You can bend your knees. First, I'll encourage you to take your feet underneath you a little bit, and then send your knees forward. Tuck your tail. You can even make a fish out of this. So take the top of your head to the mat. Breathing into quads and hip flexors. If you want a little more from it, reach the arms up overhead. If that's enough, stay. Or come on out, come into bridge. I'm going to take it right up to wheel. You can too. 5 breaths. Straighten arms, push ground away. And then tuck chin, come all the way down, take rest. You might even return to that shape we made earlier. The knees forward, finding fish. Let the heart recover. Got 2 more this way. Planting hands, climb on up. Full breaths. You might be able to walk the hands in a little closer. And then slowly set it down. Take it wherever it needs to be. Get some recovery. And prepare yourself for the final wheel. Setting yourself up. Climbing in as you're ready. And come out as you wish to. Let the heart slow, let the body recover. All right, we're going to go one last place with these back bends. I'm going to teach a Viparita Dandasana. It's wheel when you set your elbows down, you aim to straighten your legs. If that is not going to happen for you today, take the back bend that will serve you. And by that I mean, when you went up to wheel or bridge, was there something in your body that needed addressing? Maybe the hip flexors wanted to be more open. Maybe it was in the shoulders. Okay, so figure out what that was and give yourself that medicine. Is it puppy pose? Is it just a lunge to get into the hip flexors a little better? You know your body better than I do, but we're gonna take one last nice and deep back bend. So prepare. Climb on up. If wheel is reasonably comfortable, set one elbow down, followed by the other. If you're on a sticky mat, you straighten one leg, followed by the other. Press your heart through. You can clasp palms. And climb out through wheel if possible. We'll stand up or set it down. Recovering where you need to.
All right, yogis, let's do our inversion before pranayama and final relaxation. So as always, do what is calling to you. But I want to invite you into something that we touched on earlier, and that was that Pinchamayurasana, the forearm stand Hanumanasana with the front knee bent, okay? So the idea is that someday that foot's gonna just touch the floor with ease. If you're already there, awesome. Try grabbing your foot in your hand. Get as comfortable as you can be. If that's been out of reach for you though, but you feel like you might be close, here's a cool way to test it. I'm gonna set my forearm stand up right here in front of the block. I'm gonna aim to touch the front foot down onto the block. You know, if you already know you can do that, take it onto a lower height or aim to catch the foot in your hands. Take your time. Remember, we got both sides. Set up nice and close. Palms can face each other. Walk in closer than you think. And then sometimes it's more about the hamstring squeeze than the split itself and the back bend itself. Take rest between the effort. Let the heart truly slow. Take note of how the back feels, how the body feels. Make sure to practice on the second side. Take a complete recovery. All right, yogis, if you feel like you're just getting started and have a TikTok practice, this could be a nice opportunity for it because you're so warm. But be sure to come back to at least our Shavasana. And I'm going to wind this down in pranayama. We'll do some alternate nostril breath. So first connect to the breath at center. And we'll take the right thumb to the right nostril. Exhale through left. Inhale left. Close and exhale right. Inhale right. Close right and exhale left. Inhale left. Closed, exhale right. Inhale right.
right. Close and exhale left. Inhale left. Close to exhale right. Release both hands, breathe through both nostrils. With as little disturbance as you can, make your way into final relaxation. I'll wake you in several minutes.
and back to big breath. And some movement. Find your way up to a seat. So glad to see you, Yogi. So glad you're here. Be well.